trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom by the 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road, third boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine, old worn out suit and shoe, don't pay no union dues, smoke old stogies I have found, short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of the children and all of their names, every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around to sing. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pipes. Ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. That big ship and crew was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, she was bigger than most, with a crew and a captain well seasoned, including some terms with a couple steel firms. When she left fully loaded for Cleveland, later that night when the ship bell rang, could it be the north wind she'd been feeling? When the wine made a tattletale sound and a wave broke over the moon, and every man knew, and the captain did too, was the witch of November come stealing. Dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November come slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the teeth of a hurricane, west wind.
Want to do it again? Stick the bar in down.
Supper time came, the old cook came on deck.
She's still going
saying,
down.
"Fellas,
Well, you're doing exactly what you're doing.
7 p.m. a main hatchway said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." Captain wired in, he had water coming, and the big ship and crew was in peril.
Come on, come on.
Later that
I want to bend this bar.
It's already bent. Went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund.
Go down deeper with a big.
Oh, it's C-shaped. Hold on. That's why. We need a chain, you guys.
No, you guys caught it. Jump on it. Somebody jump on it.
Okay, now 1, 2, 3, all by yourself.
Searchers all say they'd made white They put 15 more miles behind her.
Some of these guys just.
She might have split up, or she might have capsized. She might have broke her
Oh,
leg
now we got the
from
strap.
But all
That strap might be.
these are the faces and names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Later on, Old Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Michigan steams like a young man's dream, and the islands and boats river below Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send you, and the iron boats go as the mariners all with the gales of November remember. Musty old Hall in Detroit was brave in the maritime sailors' cathedral. Church bells chime, they rang 29 times.
That's some you're up to dig it. Grab one.
You've been offering to just keep it to help us all out. I finally, had one night
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's big enough to fit.
That's sore everybody.
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. There's a fracture in there.
There is, huh? In silver sheen? Are you sure?
Somebody's gonna make some money on it. That's incredible. No, yeah, that's the problem. Generally, the original content creators do not make money on it.
Go Naomi.
Oh, there we go. That's a yeah, look at that. Well, we'll get something in a minute. We have some stuff to give us up. I know we have to keep counting that. Yeah.
And
I had no idea. It is like,
I don't like to send. I still hear something.
No, I don't have to keep one because I can
There it is.
Wow.
Well, and it's even water tower here. It's still trying.
Yeah, mix them different.
I know he likes it.
Perfect. Well, that was anticlimactic.
I should have hit that one with a shovel.
Oh, you got it.
That wasn't good.
Oh, you know.
Bad flake though.
Oh, yeah, there's another.
No, I tried it again.
pause at the end, going for fuel and coke. There's Phil. And as I wrote her back, I said, Emery's got to leave soon. 5 minutes. I'm still learning her. You should have done that. Couldn't get gas. No, you didn't. And it's like, I know what you're gonna do.
Love it.
Hinge break. Yeah, I did something.
He goes, no, I'm not gonna take it off. I'll leave you guys there.
Oh, been on. That's some of it. Now that is a pretty piece. You see the gold in that? Yeah, you gotta give me a slide.
Getting something at lunch. No, Janet.
Watch your eyes.
Fingers.
Oh,
We had the stuff loaded, and then George is like, "But there's this one in the hole."
oh God, you can't, you have to say, George, put the bar away.
I work here, but I don't know what's
There you go.
Is this thing on?
Old McWhack. No pressure.
No pressure.
That last one. The camera's out, we're in trouble now. I'm gonna help Nick.
Hey, Nick. Be careful.
He's got one. He's got one.
Raised in the woods.
And Will has one. Oh!
Yeah, it's pretty convenient because it's a good size for a wide range of flaking.
Right.
You know, all the whole middle process, and then having the.
What I do? Try these. They're probably too small. But give them a shot.
You need gloves?
What do you think? Okay.
Some oil. And she's like, no.
Very nice.
Let's see. I can't do cows with guns. Mick isn't here. I can't do don't pet the dog because Mick isn't here.
Cows with guns. Cows with guns. Cows with guns.
Do it.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Wait.
Fat and docile, big and dumb.
Hey, Mick,
They look so stupid.
Where's the didgeridoo?
They aren't such fun. They aren't much fun.
No, we want to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Cows aren't fun. We're off to run.
This is our sacred dance, Nick. Cows have guns. With guns.
Is it time for the second verse yet?
Yeah, get it. We're ready.
They eat to grow, they grow to die, they die to be added to hamburger fry. Cows well done. Nobody thunk it, nobody knew. Nobody imagined a great cow guru. Cows are one. He hid in the forest, he read with great zeal. He loved Che Guevara, a revolutionary meal. Cows say tongue. He spoke about justice, but nobody stirred. He felt like an outcast, alone in the herd. Cows are bums. No, that's not right. Cow gold drums. There we go. Oh, man. He said we must fight, escape, or we'll die. The cows gathered around because the stakes were so high. Bad cow pun. The Then he was captured, stuffed into a crate, loaded onto a truck where he rode to his fate. Now the cows are bummed. He was a scrawny calf. He looked rather woozy. No one imagined he was carrying an Uzi. Cows with guns. They came with a needle to stick in his thigh. He kicked for the groin. He pissed in their eye. Cow well hung. He knocked over a tractor and ran for the door. 6 gallons of gas spilled out on the floor. Run, cows, run. He grabbed a bullhorn, jumped up on the hay. We are free roving bovines. We run free today. We will fight for bovine freedom. We will hold our large heads high. We will run free with the buffalo or die. Cows with guns. They ran for the door in a great stampede, out of rhyme. Tipped over a milk truck and torched all the feed. Cows have fun. 60 police cars piled in a heap, covered in cow pies, covered up deep. Much cow dung. Smoke rising, darkening the day. 12 burning McDonald's. Have it your way. We will fight for bovine freedom. We will hold our large heads high. We will run free with the buffalo or die. Cows with guns. And the president said, enough is enough. These uppity cows, it's time to get tough. Cow dung flung. The newspapers gloated. People sighed with relief. Tomorrow at noon, they'd all be ground beef. Cows on buns. The cows were surrounded. They waited and prayed. They mooed their last moo. They chewed their last hay. The order was given to turn cows into whoppers, enforced by the might of 10,000 coppers. But on the horizon surrounding the shoppers came the deafening roar of chickens in choppers. We will fight for bovine freedom. We will hold our large heads high. We will run free with the buffalo or die. Cows with guns. Okay.
Pat wants to tell us about his anal probe.
About his anal probe?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. The one with the anal probe? Okay.
So there it
listen,
was.
Listen closely.
By what? By whom?
This right here.
It was a sick joke that Nick came up with. And
Ah.
you have to be an insider to know.
Oh, come on.
Proctology, probably.
Come on, Pat. You can wing it.
Hey.
Hey, oh. Nope, all right, I probably should play something.
That's part of the anal probe.
Okay. All right. Tell you what, I'll do an Australian song.
Okay. That'll work. Fine.
Do me an intro, and then you can dive in anytime.
No, you start. I'll just see if I can honk along.
Fade right in.
Kind of slow though.
Oh. I can do that.
Everybody called him Dingo. He seem to mind the name. Aboriginal and Asian blood ran 50-50 in his veins, with skin like saddle leather, an incredible kind of smile behind the brim of his acupra. There was the dreaming in his eyes. She had bloodlines back to Europe. The boss's daughter, Mary Ann, home for Christmas on the station from a boarding school in Cairns. Such a perfect face and figure, boys would blush when she walked by. Behind her back they called her princess, 'cause of the distance in her eyes. Oh, the ringer and the princess, the dingo and the deer. I'll tell to you their story if you want to hear. December rains came with a vengeance from a cyclone in the Gulf. Bone-dry gullies turned to rivers. The flames became a sea of mud. The boss called everyone together, family and the station hand, to open gates and knock down fences, give the stock a fighting chance. Well, the princess, she was out there, riding right beside the men, leading horses up to safety, trying to bring the stragglers in. When she heard a wild commotion a little farther down the way, a mare was trying to cross the gully. Her foal was being swept away. The young have always been impulsive. The princess had no second thought. She turned her mount into that gully, trying to save the drowning horse. But in the midst of the raging waters, the pony lost its step and fell, with her foot caught in the stirrup. The princess disappeared as well. Dingo saw the whole thing happen, and like a man possessed he rode straight into that surging gully, about 100 yards below. By the time the others got there, all hope of finding her was gone. El Dingo staggered from the water with the princess in his arms. Oh, the ringer and the princess, the dingo and the deer. Mrs. owns the station. Her dad, the boss, has long since died. And although she's never married, Dingo's always by her side. Still the gossips talk about them, even after all these years, about the ringer and the princess, the dingo and the deer, about the ringer and the princess, the dingo and the deer. Maybe you should do a solo.
That was spectacular.
I told him he had a wife.
What song has a lot of bass?
It involved aliens and it was not fun. Now it's something I'm proud of. So there I was.
Obviously talking about anal poop.
Yes.
You sat down and you went, something like that.
I was beginning to wonder.
He thought you sat on a shard.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains. Restless dreams I walk alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. In the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night, touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more.
This is the stuff that would have gold in it. Yep, there's the
People
gold there. I don't
talking
know if it'll show up on
without
your camera.
speaking.
It's got a lot of gold.
People
It's got a lot of
hearing
gold.
without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. No one dares disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell. In the well of silence.
Not so nice when it does.
And the people bowed and prayed. from God they made. And the sign shouted its warning in the words that it was
All the
forming.
edges on this thing are kind of chewed up.
And the sign said the words of the prophet are
Yeah, I do actually.
on the subway.
It'll cut right to the middle of this, and it'll come around the back side of this, and it might cut feather out off of this edge or this way. Just depends on which side it likes. Depends on where it likes the meat.
Of sound.
That's a natural fracture, so.
Yeah, it feels good. It'll go.
Now you got this little short place, and maybe you'll be rid of
The last Comanche moon was shining on me. Bright as day, my true love.
Pretty much.
Trail from
This will clean it up right here.
I rode the milky.
The last little bit of that crack will come out during my
I
finishing
raced the
process,
wolf
or I'll just favor this. Or put it
broken
in my face.
arrow fell. I staked my life, lost my faith.
Mama says, I guess I just picked up on it.
I was a cowboy once down on the Rio Grande. I rode the ranges for the broken arrow. I was on guard that fateful night in early June. I saw the rising of the last. I saw the warriors ride around the river bend. I gave a shout to rouse the boys They kept us pinned down with 100 arrows flown.
I call myself the hinge napper, or the unhinged napper. There you go. And it's because I do that all the time. Just constantly dive flakes to try and meet them from the other side and feather out.
Daddy was a famous fighting star. His mama was a thoroughbred of pure. He was worth a fortune of 1,000, maybe more. His women They gave a cheer back at the broken arrow when I rode the Milky Way into the moonlight. I fought my way back through 100 painted graves. Struck the trail that led to town my true love for to save. My true love was a barmaid and she worked at Gambler's Hell. Her name was Julianne, but she was called the Mission Belle. Julianne was in the ruins of the ancient mission church that stood a mile from town out where the braves were sure to search. She always walked the trail alone from Hell's midnight saloon, and I was bound to save her from the last Comanche. Halfway to town and I was crossing Devil's
Primitive frisbee.
when I run onto another raging party. I recognized a warrior on the blood-bathed mare.
And he got some nice gold sheep.
They say he'd lifted lots of hair. The horse raced at the fort. He admired my blue roan stud. He came on through the moonlight like a lobo trailing blood. The last Comanche moon was shining on me. Bright as day, my true love walked the trail from Hell's midnight. I rode the Milky Way. I raced the wolf the night. The broken arrow fell.
Arrowhead ones.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That's beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. How long does it take you to make one of those?
Well, this one here took 40 hours, and that's
40 hours.
and that's only putting it together. It's not collecting the pine needles. It's not washing them. It's not getting the stone ready, setting it in resin. Only putting it together.
This is pretty tough though, but that's
mostly fossil. On his war horse, a sweet Comanche steed. There in the moonlight rode the ancient mission. I'm only trying to go not too far so I don't wrap around the edge, and then I'll come back this way and clean it off. I rode the racehorse of a lifetime to the ground. I swear he died of love, and his likes of I landed on my shadow, and I lay just where I over there. Screams of stop whacking at it with the wolf's Comanche. Now I've been called a liar, and I've been called a fool, and I've been told Comanches grant no mercy as a rule. Oh, Wolfie's seen me helpless, and he's seen his chance, I know. But he only rode right by me and he struck me with his bow. He could have killed me, but he only sounded good. He turned and touched the milky way before the ghost had flew. Gave a war cry like a wolf burned with a brand, and turned and ducked the pistol shot fired by Juliet. She helped me rise up from the hard place where I fell. The last Comanche moon, Milky Way, it's been 16 years since I made that big bull ride. It's been 20 winters since I heard the wolf had died. It's been 7 moons now since I lost my Julianne. Going forth and join her boys, my time is
yeah, I came across a dead horse in the middle of nowhere and I took the ribs.
Don't mind my passing boys, it's time the old man died. The wolf he waits to guide me up the trail.
No, going to be a motel? No, that's going to be a turn now.
Moon is shining like it did so long ago.
But the thing is,
see the warriors waiting on the ridge now.
Yeah, the thing is with these horses, they have such a tough life out here in the desert. The wild horses, that when you find them, yeah, they're just...
Here comes Julie and
yeah, they
she
are.
rides the Milky Way to take me to the promised land. Last Comanche moon was shining on me, bright as day.
It's in one piece.
Trail
Hit it hard, Pat.
I rode the Milky Way. I raced the wolf the night. The broken arrow fell. I staked my life and lost my fortune for the sake of
That's what the big boys use. Bob doing a ghost point.
Another hollow point.
This is plenty for any day.
Coming up that way a little bit.
It needs more than this.
Just not necessarily learn it, but just look at it. Right? At the very least, yeah.
When I saw
Oh, get in there. Probably got to take about another ½ inch off this edge.
See the other side.
Not bad.
Side B.
Side B.
That's the same one.
It's not. You made a red one this morning.
Oh yeah, I made a red one. I'm actually finishing this one. You guys see the color.
That is awesome.
First Chief's head's taking shape.
Oh, there's Colby's.
Flip them, and then I stack them up like this. And
Yep.
no, you're not going
This will be his headdress up here, and his face will come out over here. I'll put one up here, one over here. And then we're talking about finding a scepter to put it on, so I can have a big
Stick of girth.
a stick of girth. Absolutely.
blue shadows on the trail. Blue moon shining through the trees, and a plaintive wail from the distance comes a drifting on the evening dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the darkness sheds its veil,
The reason I went after that one
there'll
instead of that
be
one was the low spot there.
shadows on the trail. But until the darkness sheds its veil, there'll be blue.
So it cleaned it up pretty good.
Shadows on
But it's still not quite because I didn't put a ridge down the center of it. Well, I haven't done stringing edges.
An old cowpoke went riding out on the cart. On a ridge he rested as they went along their way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up a cloudy draw. The ranch was still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky. He saw the riders coming hard. He heard their mournful cry.
Yeah, get the right pressure here. Nope, it was good.
The riders in the skies, their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat, trying to catch that devil's herd, but they ain't caught 'em yet. They're bound to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire as they ride on hear their cry. Yippee-yi,
Blast flakes that way.
yippee-yi-oh. The riders in the sky.
Well, that was
As the
disappointing.
riders loped on by him,
There we go.
That's glassy, gorgeous stuff.
You want to
I've been waiting months to see the inside of this thing.
riding on our range. Then cowboy Joe always today or you will ride.
I got two. They're both the full length though.
That's a quick way to get done with this job.
You did say I'm not Emery, and then you proceed to be Emery.
Tell us what you made.
This is a lizard skin guitar effigy I made for a customer.
Yeah, just to clean it up. Me?
Where are you gonna break one up at, Naomi?
Like that?
He walked out in the arena, all dressed up to the brim. Said he just came down from a place called Highland Rim. Said he came to ride a horse, the one they call the brute. Didn't look like a cowboy.
Big smile,
in his continental suit. He snickered at the way he dressed, but he never said a word. Walked on by the rest of us as if he hadn't heard.
Yeah, almost 18 inches
To the
there.
man who rode That's
awesome.
I have one at home that I think matches.
That one's 16.
Yeah, it looks like 16 and a quarter.
Wait, where's that piece right there? Did that come off of that?
Very nice. Thank you. So this is a mahogany eccentric that is a Mayan staff head eccentric. You got some king's faces here. They have the resemblance of the Mayan kings, so they're all wearing headdresses. And we're gonna go ahead and put this on a stick of girth and carry it around camp. Jeez, that's huge. That is huge.
I don't think it's all that big.
See, Pat, we told you you could do it. That's what she said.
Thought he must be crazy when he opened up the gate. Standing just inside was 1,500 pounds of hay. The buckskin tried to run him down, but the stranger was too quick. He stepped aside and threw his arms around the horse's neck. He pulled himself up on the back of the horse they called.
Make that thing this thick. I think it's gonna go, but you know, I've been wrong once before.
That fluting incident. Well, you know, before you did that, I screwed up the first one.
The fluting incident of 2025.
I didn't like it, owes me money.
A little deeper, yeah.
Oh, so you're screwed now.
Oh, it's not attached. See, it wasn't attached.
He was watching me. He said, I don't believe this crazy thing I think I see. But I think I see the one they call the blue.
Heck yeah.
Being ridden by a cowboy.
Pre-existing condition right there.
The boat came to a standstill, ashamed that we'd been raised by a city
Even if it steps out.
Try not to.
the stranger. We don't know where he went. We don't know where he came from.
That sounds good.
It's because we support it from both sides.
Yeah, that helps.
This story never judged by what they
There. Easy, easy.
those ragged clothes might be.
Too high.
Too high, you think?
Everybody won't be fooled by this delusion.
Okay.
Yes, excellent.
Nice.
Okay, another one.
Nice.
Good. Okay.
Perfect.
Heck yeah. Nice.
That's it.
Butterfly.
You're good to come back?
Butterfly thing.
Yep.
I like that laugh.
Yeah, that helped. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Much
that was
better.
good.
Don't stop. Just stop.
There.
You said don't stop, right? That's what you meant.
Yeah.
He rides in the sun till his days working done, and he rounds up cattle.
You're not at a bad setup real well. That actually.
Look at that, right under all that.
Nice.
For days he would ride on the range far and wide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put some mojo on it.
Oh,
That's the best we can do for a mojo song.
You just don't get it, Aaron.
I definitely don't get
You had to be there.
I definitely was not too high.
too high.
Dear Lord!
And he sings with
Drive safe, brother.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now.
Got it!
Oh yeah.
Let's put that back on and gloat for a moment. Look at that.
Let's
We could do one of our funny videos.
Do a funny video and tap it with one of these beanie weenies.
Barehanded napping.
That is a chip. We'll just lay it like
Is that
that.
laughable now? Big blade.
Beautiful. Thank you.